Hey there, I hope you're doing well. Here is Ivan with yet another tutorial, or at least a kind of. Today I just want to demonstrate you how I'm building a solid shadow from a really close perspective. The video will be real time, so I hope you will enjoy it and hopefully each of you can find some value in it. The only thing I ask back is to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. I want to apologize for my throaty voice, but I get some kind of allergic from the weather and it will take a while till it gets really better. However, I will keep it short in this episode cause anyway the main idea will be the demonstration itself. Now before we start, let me just make one last thing, and is to give a promised shout out for a few of my guys from the mentoring program for the great work they did last week. We had a challenge in the private group and they just smashed it. So shout out to Ivo, Andrea Create and Vasconius. You can go and check their work, you will definitely not gonna regret it. However, if you want to be part of our community and share your opinion with another like-minded artist, feel free to sign up to my Patreon and unlock all the benefits that it gives. Instead of Discord benefits, it includes also a critique video that I make once in a while where you can post your work in a special tab and I'm gonna go over it and share my opinion and give you some tips on how to improve it as well. But enough of this now, I'll let all the infos that you'll need if you want to join. It will be all in the description under the video, and if you are uncertain on something, please feel free to let me know in the comment section under the video. I'll make sure to check it from time to time and answer to each and every one of you. But now let me come back to the idea of this video and let me tell you a few words about what I'm actually showing you in this episode, or at least what my point is. Of course, as I always say, this is just my way of working. It's definitely not the only way you can do a smooth and solid shading, but it's definitely one that works for me. If you're happy with your way and it's different than that, it's okay. But if you click on this video, I assume that you maybe had some uncertainties, so I hope you will get your answers here as well. So let me start with what I'm searching when I'm doing a shading like this. The most important thing for me in this case is having an even tone what covers the complete place I'm working on. I'm using this so-called solid shading most often when I'm doing some kind of simplified project like Japanese tattoos, old school or new school work, and basically all the styles where you need to have a clean, even tone value. But did I actually use it when I'm working in realistic style? Thanks for asking. The answer is yes. I use it all the time and most often in background, where most of the time I need to keep everything smooth. You can see in almost each of my tattoos that I try to keep my shadows very solid and not just scratching the top of the skin and make it look smooth as hell. I love this way of shading because it stays almost like a color under the skin and stands very good the test of time. It barely fades away with the years and keep the complete tattoo very strong saturated. As you know, one of the most important stuff for me is how the tattoo actually holds after healing, and especially after a certain amount of time. That's why I post often a healed pieces just to keep my audience educated of what they can actually expect as a result. It's great to see a tattoo which is more than a year old and it still keep all the details and the contrast like it was on the first week. I definitely think that this way of shading, almost like packing a color, helps extremely when we're speaking about healing good black and gray work. But let me tell you how I actually achieve all these results, what you're seeing in this demonstration. 99% of the time when I'm doing a black and gray tattoo, I'm using only 4 different cups of ink. I have just 2 tones different than my pure black. Those are light one, which is just 2 to 4 drops of black ink, and the rest of the cup is filled with the distillated water. And the second one for me is the darker one, which represents approximately 50% black and 50% water. My last cup I just keep clean with the clean water, where I wash my needle from time to time when I'm running between different tones. Those 4 cups are more than enough for me to achieve all the values in, like I said, 99% of the black and gray tattoos you will see made by me. Actually, the transition between those particular tones I made by my hand movements. This directly adds 3 additional values to my work and makes it very smooth. In order to do as smooth and even shading as I can for this specific tattoo, I'm using relatively big needles. The reason for this is because I don't have any details I must do and I am focusing strictly to the gradient between the tones. The needles I am using here is 13 Mac 0.30 and 25 Magnum Soft Edge 0.30. On the end, to be honest, is nothing really special in what I am doing or some big secret trick. It is just slow processed with a lot of patience building the shadings. You see also that I'm not moving my machine in only one direction but going all over the place. I use also a cross hatching as well. My main goal is to fill it all with the even tone and after this just to darken the places that are supposed to be darker. Maybe something important that you can pay attention on is that I don't use any force when I'm building the shading. The machine have enough power to lead this process for me. I'm just giving the directions. In some places it could look that my hand movements are quite fast, but this is again without any extra pushing that could cause damaging the skin. By increasing my hand speed, I am able to make very soft transactions or even fading my shade away. I achieve the tone I like by repeating this process several times. However, if I have a place which is close to a line or I have to cut some sharp edges, I'm going very slow and precise of what I am doing and try to hit straight to that spot. I could even use some smaller needle in some cases like round shader or even a liner sometime. It's very important to not overwork the skin, especially on these specific places, and actually those are the easiest to get damaged. So I'm always extra careful in these cases. Maybe a tip what you can take out of this video is that if you want to achieve a smooth and even tone, you should use a relatively big magnums like 13, 15, 17, even 23. And if you want to have a lot of small details and textures, you can go with a smaller group of needles like 7 max, 9 max, or also some round shaders and build the complete tattoo step by step with them. On the end, it's not much more to say in here, just try to enjoy the process, it's anyway kind of satisfying, and of course feel free to ask me everything what I forgot to mention or I didn't get over in this episode. You can do this on the comment section below the video. If you like this kind of tutorials where I speak about tattooing and sharing my thoughts and experience with you, please consider subscribing if you still aren't and hit the small notification bell next to the button. Like this, you will never miss anything and I will notify you always when I post a new video. You can also join me in my Patreon and support my channel this way. There you will get a ton of different value because we have a private Discord chat with a decent group of members where we share our works and thoughts in different topics. You can also have the chance to get in the mentoring program which I'm working on, which is full for now, but maybe soon I'm gonna open some new spots for some of you out there. However, make sure you check it out. If you're interested, I will let all the infos in the description under the video. Now, I wish you a good one, and if you have any other questions, please let me know.